The VA disability process can be overwhelming, but I'm here to make it just a little bit easier. In today's video, we're diving into 5 common mistakes that veterans often make when filing VA disability claims. This is important, guys, so don't miss this video. But before we jump into today's video, my name is Casey McKeown, and welcome to the Veteran Advantage channel. I'm a proud U.S. Marine Corps veteran and had the honor of serving from 2008 to 2012 out of Camp Pendleton, California. Now, whether or not you're still on active duty, getting ready to transition into civilian life, or just curious about the benefits available after serving in the military, this channel's got you covered. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more future content. Now, for those of you that are no longer in the military, this is especially important. Filing claims while still serving is easier, but once you're out, the process becomes a ton more challenging. These tips will help you navigate the system and potentially improve your VA rating. Now let's get into the 5 common mistakes that I probably see far too often. Now, the VA disability process is legal in nature, and medical evidence is going to obviously be critical. If you don't have documentation from a doctor, your case becomes a whole lot harder to prove. So my suggestion is that you visit your healthcare provider regularly and be specific about any of the issues that you're dealing with. Also consider getting a nexus letter, which connects your medical condition to your military service. It's a key document the VA heavily relies on, so don't overlook it. Now, obviously, when I was in, I had no knowledge or understanding even really what disability was. I didn't even know disability existed. For folks that didn't retire or do 20 years or just essentially get into the military, something happened to them where they're no longer able to function within the military, then yeah, they get disability, but there's actually a ton of disability out there that can be warranted for issues that were sustained while in service. But obviously, if you don't go to medical, if you don't report these issues, there's no way for them to be able to track it and source it back to actually the time in service. So while I was in, of course, I went to medical. I went to medical for X, Y, or Z issues. Now, obviously, these were able to help me once I got out in terms of evidence, but I can also tell you I tried not to, towards the end of my service, go to medical because I had the intention of going back into the military. Now, that never did happen, but I probably could have gone to medical a whole lot more towards the end of my service. I was just trying to have a cleaner record than what I had had thus far because my intention was to kind of make a career out of the military. Again, it didn't happen, but just make sure, regardless what your intentions are, go to medical and get everything documented. Now, if you're within 6 months of separating or retiring, start the filing process now. You can file your claim 180 days before separation, which helps expedite the process. For those already out of service, don't wait until your condition becomes unbearable. Even if your initial rating is 0%, file as soon as you notice an issue. You can always request an increase if the condition worsens. Now, as I'm finishing up mistake number 2, you'll realize a lot of these mistakes I actually physically made, and the main reason was because I didn't have proper education. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, I really hope you're continuing to watch this video because so far, while I served from 2008 to 2012, the 2 mistakes that I've already mentioned, I have done both of those mistakes. Now, I got out in 2012, but I didn't really start applying or even really acknowledge the ability to get disability until 2017. So there's about 5 years after getting out that I probably could have gotten some level of disability, but the issue here was the military didn't educate me. I wasn't searching on YouTube for a Veteran Advantage channel to educate me, and I certainly didn't feel like I warranted any type of disability at the time because, again, I was misinformed and just really had a misconception about military disability. Now, secondary conditions are just as important as primary ones. Many veterans miss out on higher ratings because they fail to claim these secondaries. File secondary conditions alongside your primary ones. And for example, if a condition like sleep apnea leads to other issues such as daytime fatigue, include both of those in your claim. Even if the secondary condition starts with a 0% rating, it's still worth filing. Now, a denial can feel discouraging, but don't give up, guys. You have the right to appeal. First off, you want to gather stronger medical evidence and get a nexus letter if needed and resubmit your claim. Persistence is key, and appealing can lead to oftentimes a better income. But also, I would not push it as well. Oftentimes, if you appeal a decision that may have been an increase, but not as much of an increase as you so desired, they can also, based on new medical evidence, lower that as well within an appeal. So make sure that you feel like you warrant that said disability rating. Make sure that you appeal it, because after that initial denial, you always have plenty more options to appeal. So yes, a denial may not be an ideal outcome, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the road. Again, make sure you appeal, especially if you feel like you warrant it. The VA disability process can be complex, and professional help may make a difference. This doesn't always mean paying for an attorney. There are free organizations out there available to assist you. Many of these groups specialize in helping veterans gather evidence and then navigate the entire process. They can improve your chances of securing the rating you deserve. Now, as I mentioned in number 4, make sure that you are appealing that decision. There are going to be times where you may appeal and then get denied again. Eventually, there comes a point if you want to keep that actual intent to file. To file is essentially when you started the claim. Now, if you're 2 years into appealing a decision, that 2 years is actually potential back pay that you would get if the appeal finally gets approved and you get the disability rating that you deserve. So at times, seeking representation or getting additional help to be able to appeal your decisions could be a smart move, especially with that intent to file being a significant amount of time in the past, leaving you with a potential large back pay payment. Do seek service that winds up getting you that rating you deserve. Now, I know it's a little bit shorter and sweeter video this week, but that's all I got for you guys. If there's any questions about any of the mistakes that you feel like you have made when it comes to trying to seek out additional disability rating, leave them down in the comment section down below. I'll kind of give you my feedback, and I also have some great recommendations. If you need any, reach out to me via the pinned comment if you want to reach me directly. And again, all of my information is also going to be in the description below. Thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help. And stay tuned for the next video.